Hey y'all, it's Erica, and today I am coming to you with a touchy subject, trigger warning. Um, and it's kind of getting into a little bit of what I had touched base on the other day when we were speaking about money flow. And I am really inspired to make this video as I was having a conversation with a loved one, and an interesting quote really made me think. And I know that I'm not the only spiritual guru, teacher, person talking about this, because it's actually been coming up a lot in the collective. And of course, no coincidence, it's all coming up during Aries season. But anytime that you're watching this video, if it resonates, I hope this video helps. I am going to be just touching base a little bit on old paradigm versus new paradigm and certain wounding that has been basically a reoccurring theme in a lot of people's upbringing, as well as what they are living out unconsciously to this day. So we are talking about the masculine hustle mentality, all right? Now, you know, we all love them hustlers. We all love them go-getters, right? They get the shit done. You know, there's a part of the hustle and grind masculine mentality that is very important to have. It is a very important quality to have. However, to be constantly in that mentality can actually take away from your overall life. So, when we are thinking about building a business, there's of course going to be lots of hours, lots of dedication to the business, right? You're going to be doing everything that you can to make sure that this business is up and running. And the thing is that while that masculine hustle is very important in your business, you also have to make sure that you're pulling back and allowing room for flow and universe and that more feminine flow to come to you. So, depending on how you are taking this, it can definitely go a couple of different ways. So, the quote was something like, how are you supposed to keep anything that you have if you're not working hard for it? Now, the person I was talking to was referencing money, work, business, but it really made me think, what if we pertained that to relationship? How are you going to keep a girl that loves you if you're not putting in the work, meaning the effort to spend quality time, the communication, all of that stuff that people want to have a relationship in the first place for? You know what I mean? It's like that set it and forget it attitude that you can have in business doesn't really work for relationships. And this hit me really hard because there's so many failed marriages out there because no one has ever really been taught or raised properly to actually understand this. And if you were, you are very rare. You probably have a wonderful relationship and you're probably not watching my videos, because my videos are for people who are pretty fucked up. Okay? Takes one to know one. So, Let's just go ahead and go back to an example of where some mentality like this can root from. Now, if your father was there, it could very much stem from the fact that your dad was always at work, let's say, and because he was so dedicated to being at work, he basically did not spend time with his wife, did not spend time with his kids, wasn't there emotionally. And this is the story for a lot of people in this country. Okay? And when you have a dad who is dedicated to that hustle and grind, he truly believes he's doing what's best for his family. And of course, not going to bypass and say that providing for your family is a bad thing, but you kind of want to like enjoy that family that you're providing for, right? So you've got to be able to have room and have space for that. Now there could be another scenario. You don't have a dad at all. And your dad was just, a hustler on the streets, and everyone that you've grown up around is like living that lifestyle too. So you're kind of thrown into that as well. And, not to just say everything's all about the dad, but it really stems back to this masculine, patriarchal society structure. And the structure is outdated, clearly. There are so many fucking people that have such a number of what they like to call mental illnesses, but in reality, there is no such thing as a mental illness. It's simply a correct response to what has actually happened to you. So, just as a way as someone who has been neglected might get a little bit clingy, that's a trauma response from never having any stable love, right? But you can go ahead and slap a mental illness label on that if you wish. Whatever. So continuing into this conversation, it's very important, I think, that you kind of allow yourself to have a well-rounded life. And I have even watched a couple of videos from some YouTubers that I watch who spoke about Elon Musk, who we all know is like super rich. Well, he's rich and he basically works constantly. He's always in his like money making grind hustle mode. And this conversation was basically talking about the woman who was married to him had said it's like she's just there alone. Like there's no connection there. He was not present for her. And it ended it, of course. And that's what's happening these days. Back in the day, when women didn't have any rights and they were basically considered property, you're going to get married, you're going to live your life in a house. That's that. If your guy is always at work and chasing his grind, that's how these lonely housewife, that's how all of this stuff got started, It's not cool. It's not cool at all. And I think a lot of people don't even realize that they're doing it. And I always want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, because until you actually bring something to someone's attention that it's hurtful to you, they truly may not know. And I always appreciate if I'm doing something to hurt someone accidentally, I would want that brought to my attention. And if they mattered enough to me, I would revise my behavior. If they didn't, I would continue my behavior and basically say, fuck you, I'm going to do me. Thanks for telling me, but like, nah, right? And I think that's fair. Like, everybody deserves to be heard. So I'm really trying to give a voice to so many women out there who I know feel this way. And honestly, like, it really, really does stem back to the family structure. The problem is that in this hustle and grind mentality that everyone has been basically force fed since they've been on planet Earth, it doesn't leave a lot of room for free thinking. It doesn't leave a lot of room for what's truly important, such as love, connection, family, relationship, enjoyment. You know, these men have truly been conditioned that they have got to be constantly on their grind. And the issue with this is that the women are feeling very neglected. And whether or not these men feel that they're doing anything wrong, because they may not be, they might just be dedicated to their hustle, which is admirable, of course. But, like, you know, some of these guys, they can't even fucking take their time out to, like, spend an hour with someone. Like, this is some bullshit. And, you know, I can speak from past experiences and several failed relationships, okay? I'm pretty much a failed relationship expert by now. And I don't want another failed relationship. I want a flourishing, balanced, healthy, harmonious, sexual, fun-loving relationship. I do not want another neglectful relationship. And pretty much, it's always been, these motherfuckers think that, oh, okay, yeah. And it does not matter. It does not matter if you're some fucking gangsta on the streets, selling your fucking rocks and doing whatnot, or a corporate, white-collar motherfucker who is literally clocking 65, 80 hours a week. The difference is the same. They're both gone. Being a single mom sucks fucking ass. And it's like, the excuse doesn't really matter. I've been a single mom from motherfuckers who are in jail, and I've been a single mom from motherfuckers who are so dedicated to their corporate job that they're just off married to their career. I don't know how I get myself into these predicaments, especially, you know, given I feel like I deserve and require a certain amount of attention, and I don't feel like it's too much to ask. Now, here's where the trigger warning kind of comes into this. It goes even deeper than just wanting to spend time with someone or like preferences to how you live your life. It really, really goes into a collective father wound and sometimes collective mother wounds as well. So if you are there as a child and you're not witnessing healthy love, which, if you are a child who witnessed a healthy model of love, please step forward and share. Because pretty much it's like non-existent. With everything that's going on with what everybody has today, literally, all the fucking wounds that people have, all the programs that people have, all the attachments, the addictions. Hey, I'm a love addict myself. I never really knew what to freaking call it, but, you know, I'm in recovery. I'm open to relapsing. I quite frankly like love addiction. The only problem with love addiction is when you can't get your fix. So, you know, there's that. But this video isn't about me, everyone, so stop being nosy. This video is about the collective. So here we are talking about these wounds. One of the biggest wounds that is actually causing this is unworthiness, which is crazy because I know from both perspectives that I've been researching and I've been hearing from both perspectives that the dad who went to work all day to make a paycheck for his family, he truly felt that was him showing love and being what his family needed. But the little kid who never got to see their dad because dad was always at work grew up with major unworthiness wounds. And this is a problem. It's really a fucking problem. So, hey, I don't have the answers right this second. Okay, let's back that up. I do have the answers. The answers are within, always. For my own situation, you know, like, but this is a real problem. This is a real fucking problem. And another quote that I think is helpful with this whole conversation is, you know, maybe stop pulling people out of the river and try to understand why they're jumping in it. Clearly, the way the patriarchy has designed this matrix of society is completely unsatisfactory, and that's putting it nicely. It's downright unbearable and intolerable. You know, what do they want you to do? They want you to be slaves. They want you to be fucking slaves all day so that by the time you get home, you're so worn out from being the slave that instead of enjoying your life or enjoying your family, you kind of just use some kind of a substance or the television to numb your pain and then go back to bed just so you can do it all again the next day and the next day and the next day, so on and so forth. Pay your taxes till you die. Fuck that. I am really looking for more people like me, there are many, who are not with this shit. Okay, we are not with this shit. And it's mothers who are saying we are sick of being single mothers. We are sick of this shit. And of course, that is a personal choice, usually by the father. However, I do know some moms who are with the father, and it seemingly like she's basically just on her own. I mean, other than him bringing home money, she's doing everything by herself, and they never get date nights. It's just like a relationship killer. Oh my God. And you know, I have dreams of being in love and maybe having a couple kids and having a family and also having that sexy relationship. But I don't want the reality of that to be that I never see my man and that I'm bogged down with the kids alone all the time, because fuck that shit. I just got out of that shit and I'm not getting back into that shit, y'all. So I'd like to know, what do you think? What do you think about some of this and what can be done? It really is a society and collective issue with this, as well as individuals. So it's not only on a grander scale, it is really something that hits home to each individual. And like they say, if you want to change the world, change yourself. So that's what I'm really trying to do. You know, I do a lot of inner healing, a lot of shadow work, and at this point, I really feel that I am worthy and I am deserving of quality time spent with me, affection, communication, sex, all that nice stuff. I feel like I'm totally deserving of all of that. And I think before I went through my spiritual healing, that collective unworthiness wound was just there. It's like, oh, well, this is the way it's always been. This is how it is. Well, no, shit does not have to be somehow just because it's always been that way. That's about the stupidest fucking reason. You know, just like people who beat their kids. Like, when does this violence stop? You know? Oh, so your grandpappy was beat with a switch? Oh, so your daddy got whipped with a belt? So you got beat with a shoe? And then you're gonna beat your kid with a spatula? Like, pick your fucking weapon. No. Somebody needs to stand up and say, fuck this shit. That shit never worked anyways. We had all got beaten and abused our whole childhood. What good did it do us? I can't think of one lick of good that it did. At all. Because I'm still the same fucking asshole I always was. Just kidding. I'm not an asshole. I'm actually a really nice girl. But, like, I'm also not going to just sit around and get shit treatment either. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these girls and women, I should say, women, they're like, don't brag to me because you stayed with the same man and, like, he ignores you and treats you like shit. That is not an accomplishment. I'm okay with the fact that I have some failed relationships, because now that I really see that the wool has been pulled from my eyes, those weren't relationships at all. They could have been karmic attachments. They could have been situationships, but relationship, no. A relationship requires a bit of communication here, and for two people to actually be on the same page. And that's all I want. I just want to be on the same page with my boo. Like, I respect his hustle. I respect his grind. I'm proud of him. I'm so fucking proud of the shit he's doing. But then it's also like, well, okay, can you take a break and, like, spend some time with me? I don't know. I think sometimes it doesn't even cross people's minds. And it's like, yeah, you don't want some dumbass that just doesn't do anything either. So, good luck out there, people. Good fucking luck. Not to be cynical or anything, but, you know, this is why Twin Flames are here. This is exactly why Twin Flames are here, because we are here to shake this shit up. We are here to just go completely against the grain. We are here to rebel against what society thinks that we should do. You know, no, we're not gonna do what you say. No, we're not gonna fall in line. No, we're not gonna fucking be your slave, okay? That's what we're here to say. We're gonna love who we want to fucking love. We are going to not put our kids in your fucking asylum institution of fucking jail, basically, is what a school is. Like, did anybody like school? I mean, what are they doing? They're churning out more slaves. No fucking thanks. And then if you're one of these ones like me and like my kids who are just completely not going to behave, what do? Smack a label on you. ODD, ADHD, F you. That's what I say. Take your label and fucking shove it. You know? They want to drug these kids up. Like, you know what? this just gets me on another fucking tangent about ADHD. So that'll be a whole nother video. This one, I get there is some squirrel syndrome involved in this video. I hope I got the point across, though. Like, I really do. I really hope I got the point across. Because I'm telling you what, there's a lot of fucking miserable marriages out there. And I don't necessarily like being single, but when I hear about everybody's shitty ass marriage and shitty ass relationship, I'm just thinking, damn, I'm glad I dodged that bullet. Like, at least I have a chance now to find something better, or to create something better, as I should say. We are all creators of our own reality. But yeah, I'm not gonna stick around for that shit. Like, who wants to be trapped in a house raising your kids and then, like, you miss your man so much? And then when he gets home, he just wants to go to sleep or go drink or go stare at the TV, like, go out in the garage. Like, no. Fuck that. Like, I didn't get out of a lonely situation to get back into a lonely situation. That's what I'm saying, you know? So I feel that I am very deserving of everything, and so are you. If you are watching this, this hustle and grind mentality, like I said, it serves you in some ways. It can be good for your business in the beginning, but don't let a job dictate your life. Especially when the person running the company doesn't really give a fuck about you. They're gonna replace you. To your family, to your wife, you're actually really irreplaceable, and they want time with you, and they are worthy of that time. So if you're a guy watching this, I hope that you can take some of that to heart. If you're a woman watching this, you know, you're not alone. This is a collective issue. Some divine masculines have risen up and do realize this, and they are showing up very differently than the status quo, and very thankful that there is a revolution going on with all of this. But until then, until every last person is living freely, loving freely, then we still have a collective issue. So I'm giving a little bit of a voice to that, and thank you for watching my video. Bye.